Hey, welcome to my instant reaction to the 49ers' dramatic, dominating playoff victory over the Packers. That was a statement win. And the statement was the Niners were not prepared, and they got really lucky. They're super duper lucky that their season didn't end. But they won. So they can laugh about it. But man, they got lucky. They had the wrong game plan. They had the wrong cleats. They didn't play well. And why did they win? Packers dropped a couple picks. They missed a field goal. Niners missed a field goal too. And then Jordan Love made a huge mistake on the final drive. And Brock Purdy didn't. Purdy made his mistakes earlier in the game, and the Packers didn't capitalize on them, which I don't even know what that word means. So let's go through topic by topic and talk about where the Niners stand. Let's start with the head coach, Kyle Shanahan. He is so lucky right now that he won this game because he was not good. And if he had lost this game, you, Mr. or Mrs. 49er fan watching this game, would have been beside yourself, primarily with Kyle. You would have looked at him and said, you did it again. Not only did you choke in a playoff game, but you overthought it. You were the reason they lost. If they had lost, hey, they won. But it's like, first of all, it didn't seem like he had his team prepared. Talk about rust. They looked rusty, but they didn't seem like they were prepared for the rain at all, which is so weird because it's been raining all winter, and you figure they practice in this. But the Niners were the team slipping all over the field. The biggest issue, wasn't necessarily the rain coming down. There were some drops, there were some errant passes, but it was the surface. It was really slippery. And the Niners were the team slipping around. The home team couldn't figure out how to handle their own surface. That's a problem. That's on the coach. As someone who played varsity soccer at Bishop O'Dowd High School, I know you have two different types of cleats. The type for regular games, the type for muddy games. Where were the muddy cleats? The studs, the long ones. I know they're not as comfortable, but you got to wear those in this game. So they didn't even have the right cleats. And then Kyle, his game plan was a bunch of lateral runs for Christian McCaffrey. Get in the shotgun and run stretch outside zone from the gun. Why? See, that didn't work. That is a game plan for a field that's dry. Because the whole thing about outside zone is you start running toward the sideline, then you make one cut and get upfield. Hard to make that cut when the field is freaking water. Hard. So what Kyle Shanahan needed to do and eventually did do was just have the guy run straight up the middle. No cuts. So we can't slip. And that worked. So he got there eventually. But he got outcoached. He got outcoached by Matt LaFleur. He's the reason this game was so close. All he had to do was commit to running the ball between the tackles. And he didn't want to do that until he had to. He could have done that with McCaffrey, Mitchell, Mason, just a steady diet of those runs between the tackles. Because it's not like Purdy could throw. He was struggling with the rain. Every player was struggling with their footing when they cut. Kyle didn't react soon enough. And as a result, he was losing in the fourth quarter. He gets credit for bringing him back. First play of the second half. After all this discombobulated crap in the first half, first play of the second half is a handoff to Juwan Jennings. Playing running back. I asked Kyle after the game, why did you call a handoff for Juwan Jennings? He's like, that's a good question. I didn't mean to, but there was a miscommunication, yada, yada, yada. Dude. Fine. You played really poorly. You coached really poorly, and you still found a way to win. Great. You can't. Please don't do this again. You guys have a standard. You talk about it. All year you played up to it. This was not it. Frankly, the better team lost this game. The better coach lost this game. He doesn't have to apologize for winning this game, but he should understand that he was this close to getting run out of town. You guys would have been mad. Probably are mad still. It's like his credit for getting out of the way eventually. Oh, I already have 20 super chats. My goodness. I'm going to go fast. Dave Barclay says, Grant, was that not the worst Niner game until the last drive? At least Moody made the kick. Kyle is his own worst enemy. The players pulled that game out. Brock scrambling, saved that drive. Ayuk catching it at his feet. Nice. Christian McCaffrey had to go up to Kyle Shanahan and tell him which run to call. 18 Mike. This always happens to Kyle in playoff games. His best players have to come up to him and be like, hey, man, can you just call a play I like, please? Had it happen again. Jake Nielsen says in 81, Montana threw 3 picks against the Cowboys. That is true. Fish and Chips has been a member for 5 months. Thank you, Fish and Chips. Fish and Chips says the players overcame Kyle again. Yes, they did. Wolf Life Wild says the Great Spirit is a Niners fan. Why is Shanny the only one that doesn't see Purdy's rain struggles? Run the hell out of the ball. Let another running back share the load. I don't get it. Muncherificus says Kyle allows choke. Brock bailed him out last drive. What about Dre Greenlaw? How about Dre? You guys forgot about Dre. Nowadays, everybody want to talk if they got something to say, but nothing comes out when they move the lips. Just a bunch of gibberish, and people act like they forgot about Dre Greenlaw, and it's unfortunate because he's great. Slow TV Texas, $2. Dave Barclay, fire Kyle. He just won. Can we wait a week? I was getting ready. Plumbing God 42 says, ugliest Fernando game in recent memory, but it's the playoffs and survival is all that matters. LOL, Fernando. Alex Bustani says, lucky Packers abandoned the run. Yeah! Aaron Jones is so good, and they forgot to keep doing that. Danny B, what was the mental impact of this win? Would it have been better to blow them out? Also, could we get one? Sexy Fernando. Winning is good. Coming from behind is great. They hadn't won this way. In that way, you could argue that this is a important win for them because they won in a way they hadn't won all year. Kalen says Amry Thomas third and 15 PI calls make. Woo! Not reading that, but yeah. Alex Bustani, the first close game win of the season at the right time, 1-30. I think it's 2-38 now. Rick H. Grant, why is Shanahan running Jennings and not Elijah Mitchell or Jordan Mason? He called the wrong play. Niners Dodgers says Niners 37 playoff wins, tied for most in NFL history. Congratulations, Matthew Sanders. And it's because they didn't hold anything back. Dan Fouts. Gregory Young, $10. Bad game for purely Purdy, but worse performance by Kyle. Run the damn ball. This should have been a 200-yard day for CMC. He had no plan B after Deebo went down. Kyle needs to do better. Yes, he does. Moises Rosales, I'd rather be lucky than good, but you're right, Kyle. He's too much of a genius to practice with wet balls. His intellect is level 100, and we are level 1. Yeah, he does not practice with wet balls. Pause. Abu Marco 23 says, I don't think I saw a single run to the left. Wasn't the touchdown run to the left? I can be wrong. Dave Barkley says, play Mason or fire Kyle. I'm going to tell Kyle that. Slow TV Texas, $10. Once Moody made that field goal, the whole team played with energy. They call him Moody because he secretly unlocks the team swag. Also, Kyle needs to stop doing wow when he's game planning. Don't get me in trouble. Alfonso Breland says has become a YouTube member. Thank you, Alfonso. House of Jello. I rear-ended someone tonight and my insurance is screwed, but the Niners won. I also feel like Shanahan is too comfortable with Purdy. He needs to run it. Yeah, if Jimmy Garoppolo did the stuff that Purdy did today, Kyle would have taken the ball out of Jimmy's hands and run the ball, and they would have won easily. The Japanese Niners fan says, key of the game, our rookie kicker is better than Green Bay's rookie kicker. That is true. Abu Marco 23 says, Amry Thomas served up 10 points. We can't play with him. Gonna get to him. Vegas Sports Today says, Grant, good seeing you. Even Kittle brought up the absurdity of running with Jawan to start the half. Good stuff as always. Thank you very much. I mean, they lost a yard. David Trinidad said, Kyle doesn't have the guts to call a fake punt or field goal. Do you agree? I agree. Abyss 007 says, a win is a win. Congrats to the 49ers. But if this team plays again versus the Ravens, they lose by 20 or 30 points. Yeah. The Vegas Vikings says, Greenlaw clutch, just get down. Fish and Chips, the system will overcome. No, little Shanny. Mass Martyr, been a member for 12 months. Thank you, JP Devlin. In my opinion, Amry Thomas is a walking PI. That's my opinion too. David W. Did you see Purdy wipe his throwing hand on his towel mid-drop back? Never seen a quarterback do that before. No, I got to watch that. Moises Rosales. Am I an idiot, or should Kyle have asked Deebo to stay in the game as a decoy if he could? I mean, if he's hurt, man. I don't know. Can't you tell me? Let's talk Brock Purdy. This guy can't throw a football in the ring. He did at the end. This was very much like the Cleveland game for him. That game was raining. He was terrible for like the whole game until the final drive. And then slowly, methodically led him down the field In Cleveland game, he set up a field goal that was missed. And in this game, he set up a rushing touchdown. So good for Brock. But he wasn't good in this game. He was clutch. And that's, I guess, all that matters. But he was lucky. First drive of the game, he throws what should have been a pick six, and the Packers dropped it. Maybe they dropped it because it was wet, but the Niners didn't drop their potential interceptions. Packers did. That's that. So he got lucky. Remember, he's 2-4 when he throws a pick this year and undefeated when he doesn't throw a pick. It's all about not throwing a pick, and he got lucky. He really couldn't place the ball where he wanted to place it. After the game, I asked Brock, I said, I said, your ball placement was not nearly as sharp as it typically is. Did the rain impact you? And he said, yeah, essentially. Wet ball, kind of tough. Tried to throw with a glove and didn't like it. So went back to no glove. So, I don't know. It's been raining really hard in Northern California for months. Don't know what's going to happen next week. But if it rains again, it's not great news for Brock Purdy. Now, he played at Iowa State. He should have played in rain, but he's from Arizona, where it doesn't rain very much. If they play the Lions here next week, you'll have Jared Goff coming in here. He's from Marin. It rains in Marin all the time. I'm pretty sure. So this is a problem for the 49ers, and not just this week or this season, but for the rest of Purdy's career, as long as he's their starting quarterback. Anytime it's not pleasant outside, anytime there's precipitation, the Niners got to worry. Because he can't throw with a wet ball. He needs to practice. Here's what you do, Kyle. When you think it's going to rain that week in practice, you get a water bottle. Okay, maybe an equipment. You could do it yourself. And before every play, you just douse the ball with H2O. And that will sort of simulate the conditions of a rain game. You don't do that. Part of coaching is sort of simulating what's going to happen. You could do better there. You could help your quarterback out. Because, I mean, if the Packers had held on to those picks and he had lost this game, I mean, really, the difference in the game was that the Packers dropped a pick six. If they just catch it, the Niners lose by 4. And we're talking about Brock Purdy as what? Is he the franchise quarterback? Can you have a franchise quarterback who can't throw in the rain and he plays in the Bay? He couldn't play in Seattle. He could not be the Seahawks starting quarterback if that's his issue. He'd be better off on a team that plays in a dome. Kind of a problem. I think it's demonstrable that he can't throw a ball in the rain. Oh, well. No one's perfect. So everyone's talking about Brock Purdy being clutch, and he was. But frankly, Dre Greenlaw was the clutch player in this game. He gets the game ball. He was the MVP. He intercepted not 1, but 2 passes. And the last one iced the game. It was raining. Packers were dropping interceptions left and right. This linebacker didn't. He gets credit for holding on to the ball. Everyone's making fun of him because in the final interception, all he had to do was go down. He started running around trying to get a pick six. Had he fumbled, Niners could have lost. So, humorous, dangerous, risky, but ultimately, leave him alone. Dre Greenlaw deserves way more recognition. He never goes to the Pro Bowl. He's never an All-Pro. How many linebackers in the league are better than Dre Greenlaw, honestly? 2 or 3? Fred Warner, Raekwon Smith, who else? And it's not just that he's good. He's clutch. He clinched the Niners' number 1 seed in 2019 in Seattle with that incredible tackle at the goal line. And then he advances them to the next round today. If he had missed this game, remember, he has Achilles tendonitis. If he had said, I don't really feel 100%. I'm going to take a week. I'll be back for the NFC Championship game. We're going to beat Green Bay. Hold it down for me. I'll be back next week. They would have lost. They would have lost this game if Dre Greenlaw had just taken the week off, which he Could have. Would have been within his right. He's injured. And yet he played and had 2 picks. This guy needs to be at the end of his career in the 49ers Ring of Honor if they ever win a Super Bowl, because anecdotally, he's the guy. He's the clutch player on their defense. It's not Nick Bosa. It's not Fred Warner. It's not Charvarius Ward. It's Trey Greenlaw. So shout out Trey Greenlaw. Respect. Respect to you. All right. This stream is sponsored by Pristine Auction. Attention, sports enthusiasts. Dive into a world where authenticity meets excitement at Pristine Auction. Discover autographed sports memorabilia and unbeatable deals with an authenticity guarantee. Whether you're a big-time collector, or just starting out, Pristine Auction is the choice for unique memorabilia across all sports. Join a community that values quality, service, and scoring great deals. Use code Cohn, C-O-H-N, that's my last name, C-O-H-N, at Pristine Auction for $10 off your first win. Visit pristineauction.com, register now, and let your collection speak for itself. There's a link in the description. All right, back to the show. What happened to Nick Bosa? Did he play in this game? I know he spoke at the post-game press conference. I saw him, but I didn't really notice him on the field. This guy he was the defensive player of the year last year. This year, he wasn't even an all-pro. And he hasn't had a sack in 4 consecutive playoff games. What is that? Now, I know sacks aren't the end-all, be-all of defensive line production, but what does he do now? He lets the quarterback out of the pocket routinely. He doesn't sack him. And he's not particularly good at setting the edge against the run. I'm not saying he's a bad player, but I'm saying for $34 million a year, he's got to do more. Considering he's not doing very much of anything. Isn't it a little concerning? It's not like he's loafing. He's giving effort. It's just not working for him. This is a guy who couldn't miss for like 2 years. Great rookie year, tears his ACL, comes back and has like a sack a game for 2 seasons. Now he's not that guy anymore. Highest paid defensive player of all time. And you don't notice him a lot. That's a problem. They're not going to win a Super Bowl with Nick Bosa playing like this. He's going to have to make a freaking impact next week for the Niners to win. Nick, you got to step up. You were great with the media this year, but your fans don't care. I do. I voted for you for the Gary Niver Award, Good Guy Award, but the Niners would really they don't care. You can be as surly as you want with the media. Say nothing. As long as you have a sack a game, that's what they want. What happened to Nick Bosa? Any theories? He's invisible. Shake and Bake says, where was Bosa? Defensive Player of the Year wasn't an impact tonight. Yeah, you tell me. Plumbing God 42 said, Jordan Love had wet balls in that last throw. Pause. Yeah, super duper pause. 808 Niner says, this shows Kyle Shanahan hasn't learned anything and never will, but I guess we now know why they don't practice with wet balls. Brock Purdy wouldn't complete a pass. How many times can we say wet balls tonight? Dave Barclay, $10. Dre is my next jersey. Hell yeah. My recently deceased grandma's favorite number was 57, and he has earned it this year. Way to go, players. Fire Kyle. Sorry, not sorry. Any other running back on this team secondary? What the heck? My condolences, Dave. I'm sorry to hear about your grandma. Dave Barclay, we cannot beat Ravens like this. No. Can't beat the Lions like this. Pete Ruiz, no such thing as luck on the battlefield, only destiny. Bang, bang, baby. Love it, love it, love it. Alfonso Breland, Amry Thomas needs to play tighter and smarter. Ward needs to be smarter and get off. Release wide receiver to prevent TD. Safety needs to move up on wide receiver to prevent TD. Yeah, Jair Brown be nice. Gregory Young, O-line was not great. Not many acts, but lots of hits. Dave Barclay, he can't coach, draw plays. He draws plays. He won't prep for rain. Maybe he just can't stand the rain. It's his window. Bowen McCollum says, do you think the Niners should let Chase Young walk in free agency or sign him to a 1-year cheap deal? And where has Nick Bosa been? I'm looking for Nick Bosa. If they want to sign Chase Young, that's fine, but he can't stop the run. It's terrible. And he's not that good. Jay Garza, member for 25 months. Thank you. Thanks at God for beating GB 2 times this time for rain. Daniel Herr. King Geo, $9.99. Too many non-football all players in here. There's literally a silver lining to the game. We won in the fourth from behind. The point is to win under all circumstances. And we did love you, Grant. Agree with you, King Geo. Fish and chips. It's the system that's not good in the rain. Timing will be off always. Adaptation by the coach in adverse conditions is a must. This head coach ain't got it run. Dave Barclay, not mad we came from behind. Mad we got there. Fair. Alfonso Breland. Kyle should have dinked and dunked sooner. Equal better game. Plumbing got 42. Shanny Lean. Jay Garza. Greenlaw put the team on his shoulders. Kyle and big money players didn't rise to the moment. Worrisome. Rick H. Kyle Shanahan, wrong player, chemical imbalance in his brain. Dude, I don't know. Dave Barclay, need Bosa against Lamar. For real. HJH, how do you get the picks from the game so fast? I got a thing through Fan Nation. I'm hooked up. Rafa Calderon, Conehead, member for 17 months. Denial says, do the Purdy Zealots honestly believe we can win 6 with what we saw tonight? He definitely had the serious jimmies. Yeah, that was bad. He played like Jimmy. Phillip Wilson, Amry Thomas is a huge liability. Yes. 808 Niner. How are they going to keep Dre? He's up same time as BP. I don't know. Novin Shafig. Sorry, Novin. This game was a spitting image of Kyle overthinking and choking. Amry was awful tonight. Teams know to target him. They don't enough, though. Sachin says, I don't know what to say, but have some money because I love you. Thank you very much, Sachin. The camper report, what's up, Benjamin? The game plan wasn't to contain Love. Love is elite inside the pocket. He's not athletic threat in the run, so you don't need to contain him. Bird Creature, why didn't Burford play over Feliciano? He didn't. I don't know. Feliciano's better? Ramon Gonzalez, Mr. Genius, Kyle Shanahan played not to lose. Again, awful. And the first half, by Victor won. So many BS calls against the Niners defense. And what was that penalty against Trent when he slapped the Packers player? He flopped. Yeah, I blame the refs. Moonman says, how important was Jennings? Come on, dog. Very. Abu Marco 23 says 39 pass attempts in the rain without Deebo and a clearly shaky Purdy, almost 2-to-1 pass run ratio. Criminal negligence by Kyle. And yet it was so predictable, right? Everyone says the Niners have to run the ball. Packers can't stop it. Niners are good at it. Kyle's not going to do it. That's classic Kyle. Arno A says, any word on Deebo, how serious the injury is? I'm going to get to that. Nathan Flores, Erdman, and Jawan was clutch tonight. Glad he's back. Rafa Calderon, does this game make up for all of Dre's 15-yard penalties? Yes. Niners Daddy says, did Purdy prove he is clutch? Today he was. Absolutely. Deebo Samuel left the game twice. Once with a concussion, once with a shoulder injury. Came back from the concussion, got cleared from that, and came back, injured his shoulder, the same shoulder he injured against Cleveland. That knocked him out for 3 weeks. The next 2 games in a bye week. So what's the status with Deebo? We don't know. We'll find out more, I guess, in the next couple of days. But I'm guessing the Niners are going to be pretty tight-lipped about this. They don't need the next opponent to know. Best guess is Deebo won't play in the NFC Championship game. And I base that guess on absolutely nothing. Just the fact that he had this injury earlier, it cost him 3 games, and now it's back. Maybe he just aggravated it slightly. But the fact that he couldn't come back and play at all is troubling. Can the Niners win the NFC Championship without Deebo? Yeah. But you saw their offense was way worse without him. When Deebo's off the field, all of a sudden defense is keying on Brandon Ayuk, shut him down, and where do you go? Where do you go? Kittle and Jennings. Which is good, but Ayuk's the guy. And Deebo opens him up, clearly. So, not the best news for the Niners. Squeaked out a victory against the Packers and lost Deebo Samuel in the process. No word yet on when he's coming back, but hard to expect him to be back in a week when he missed 3 weeks with the same injury earlier this year. So, Deebo, good luck. Niners going to need you, and they might need to win without you. Amry Thomas needs to get benched. I don't know why teams let him off the hook all year. He started the year on the bench. No, he started the year as the number 3 corner. Got benched at halftime of week 1 because the Steelers were going after him. Came back after the bye week. Became a fixture in the lineup as the number 3 corner. And teams just accepted it. Like, he had a couple nice plays, but it's still Amry Thomas. And you saw in this game with a little pressure, he was freaking awful. just panicked with the ball in the air and just committed pass interference. 2. 1 for like 53 yards. 3rd and 15, Jordan Love just throws the ball up for grabs. And Amry Thomas panics, grabs the receiver, pulls him down, 53-yard penalty. If that's how he's going to play, defenses should just throw it up at him all the time. 3rd and long, get a PI on it, on Amry Thomas. Is he going to cost him a Super Bowl? I don't know. But could. It's too bad that I don't have a better option than him. I mean, one thing, he was just giving up catches, but tackling the guy, that's not how they teach it. I think the Lions are going to go after Amry Thomas. So, I don't know. How confident are you guys after this win? Like, hey, Niners came from behind, end of story, bring on whoever. Or Amry Thomas was awful. Nick Bosa was invisible. Brock Purdy couldn't throw the ball in the rain. Deebo's hurt. Kyle was awful. Boy, you tell me. Why did Logan Ryan play this game? Jair Brown is way, 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 way better than Logan Ryan. Healthy, practice all week, and they just went with the vet who's been on the team for like 2 months, a month. He's not good. Sorry, Logan. Jair Brown's better. Logan gave up a touchdown catch in this game. He can't play in the next game. That was a mistake. Play your best players, Kyle. Playing Logan Ryan over Jair Brown is like playing Tevin Coleman over Raheem Mostert. Don't. That's all I got to say. Thank you, Logan Ryan, for your contributions. You're a terrific backup, special teams player. Jair Brown back on the field. Logan's not helping. Kyle loves vets. Enough. Trust your rookie. Final thing, then I'll take super chats. I want to talk fashion. I want to talk sartorial choices. I don't know what's going on with Gen Z, but man, first Fred Warner comes to the post-game press conference wearing Canadian tuxedo. You know how I feel about that. It's just a faux pas. You don't do it. You don't do it. Jean jacket on denim. You can't pull that off. No one. So Fred Warner has a denim on denim with bell bottoms. I don't say anything. I'm dying inside. I don't say anything. Then George Kittle comes out, also wearing denim on denim, but it's got like all kind of drawing on it. It's just a shame. It never should have been made, never should have been worn by a human being. But there George Kittle is standing in it proudly. And I couldn't help myself. It's a very important press conference. 3 minutes in, I say, George, at any point today, did your wife tell you not to wear that? And he looked at me with a serious expression like, she wore it too, which doesn't make it better. Again, George, you never wear the same outfit as your wife. It's not cute. The whole like, oh, we're the same costume for Halloween. No. So he said Levi's made it for him. Oh, okay. You're sponsored by Levi's, so you're trying to like put the blame on them. Fine. Don't wear that anymore. So anyway, I felt kind of bad because like Kittle didn't really take it in a good spirit. He finished his press conference, walked out, and I like followed him because I wanted to, tell him it's not personal. So I said, George, and he's waiting for me. He's walking down. He turns back and he says, Grant, I look fucking good. Straight face. Grant, I look fucking good. I was like, no, it's just a faux pas, denim on denim. It's a Canadian tuxedo, man. And he goes, oh, don't you know? Which is funny. Still, here's how I feel about, if you haven't seen it, I'll post a picture later. When you wear something like that, all that says is that you're too rich and famous. There's no one in your circle who will tell you to take that off. Because normal people have friends who will make fun of them if they wear stupid stuff. You need friends like that. You need someone who can say, dude, what are you doing? You look ridiculous. If you cut all those people out of your life, you're George Kittle. I'm just saying, George, you need someone like me to be like, dude, you can't wear that. It looks terrible. I'll give you an example. I went through this too. Okay. When I went to UCLA, it was a big step for me. It really, really boosted my confidence as a person. I was just a kid at Bishop O'Dowd. Then I got into UCLA and I felt like the freaking man. Then I got a girlfriend summer before sophomore year. And man, I lost myself. I just wanted her to like me. And so I got a mohawk, like a faux hawk, but it was a mohawk, like a faux hawk, 2007, faux hawk. And I pierced both my ears. Big, like cubic, 13 millimeter. I look ridiculous. Just had a whole new look because I had a girlfriend. I was excited that I had a girlfriend. And I remember I went with her to a party in Santa Barbara over the summer. I was in some room hanging out, like drinking a beer, and I ran into a person that lived on my floor freshman year who knew me before I had the faux hawk and the earrings. And she saw me, said, Grant, is that you? And I just was so embarrassed. Like, yeah. She's like, what happened? What happened? And I was like, I don't know. And I knew I was a fraud. But you know what? I was kind of whipped. I think I was probably kind of whipped. I was excited I had a girlfriend. I don't know what to tell you. So she said, cut your hair. I cut my hair. Get earrings. I got earrings. It was bad. You don't want to do that, guys. If you're 19 and your girlfriend tells you to change your whole look, don't do it. It's a bad look. But I did. Thankfully, I never wore a full-on Canadian tuxedo because she didn't like that kind of thing. If she liked it, I might have done it. And that's kind of the vibe I was getting from George. Just like, oh, my wife wore it today. Okay, tell her she looks good in it. Tell her it looks real cute. I'm just saying, man, don't lose yourself. If you need a friend who can tell you when you have a bad outfit on, I'm here. Because you can't be dressing like that. You're never going to win a Super Bowl dressed like that, period. It's just a bad look. Denim on denim? It's the ultimate faux pas. I'm trying to help. Mr. Amazing says, super lucky for real, LOL. True. Dave Barclay, who is Conley? Where is everyone else? He made a catch. Good for Conley. Nathan Flores, 3rd and Jawan was clutch tonight. He was missed. Hell yeah. Michael Carroll, what's up with the 10-yard quarterback cushion? Get it together. Wilkes Amry Thomas is fired. Sure, Pena says Mahomes is going to stop the Ravens. He could. Got to beat the Bills first. Brad Brown, do you think this was Fred Warner's worst game? I don't know. I got to go back and watch the film. Maybe. It was a game. He was in it. JM617 has been a member for 9 months. Thank you so much. Austin Rodriguez. Bosa got paid. That's what happened to him. Dang. Dave Barkley. I think we can beat KC, but not Baltimore. So Mahomes. Shub H, $2. Thank you. Jay Garza, $2. Kyle Yarsis in the playoffs every year. Shake my head. Yeah. Ramon Ozuna. Who do you replace Amry with? You don't. He's the best they got. Josh Norman. Richard Sherman. Deion Sanders. King Gio says, I don't get the Kyle hate. He played against his friend for 8 years. For the 3rd time in the playoffs, Matt literally knows Kyle's game plan. All right. Dave Barclay, $2. Banana hands in full effect. Let's mess up a year. Man, he really sidestepped a bad one. Can we get a Fernando? Yes. Raymond Gonzalez, GC, please tell Kyle he has the number 1 running back in the NFL. I'll tell him. Gabriel Boyce, too much money invested on that D-line for no pressure. Agree. Abu Marco, 23. I think you're too generous with your grades on defense. Is Greenlaw Lenore with an A and everyone else gets a D or an F? Where is dominance? Lenore is good. I'm with you on that. Niner fan 85. It doesn't look like it will rain next week. Let's hope it stays that way. Also, who do you think has the best game day outfits on the team? I like Dre Greenlaw's outfit today. He was wearing black on black, though. A little emo. Fred Warner is horrible. His outfits are horrible. Kittle's outfits are horrible. Deebo's outfits are horrible. McCaffrey's outfits don't even fit him. Like, they always hang past his hand. He's wearing his dad's clothes. Who dresses well? Trent Williams dresses horribly. Brock Purdy dresses like a dork. I'm sorry. Who does that leave? I got no one. This team is like the worst dressed team. Shub H. Amry will learn great quarterbacks. Amry will learn great cues to Purdy Grant. He handled it like a pro. Who will win the Super Bowl? I don't know. Fish and chips, go to the next presser in your mammoth jacket. Okay. Rick H has current forecast 68 and sunny for championship game. Great. That can change. The Knicks realist says, I'm a depressed Giants fan. We will never get this far again, LOL. And you have to promise me more food content, Grant. Haha. Okay, I will. Mr. Amazing. So lucky the refs didn't call that delay a game on CMC's TD. I didn't even see that. Shub H. Girlfriend make you do stupid stuff. I'm with you, dog. I've been there. But I was 19 in my defense. Shake and bake. Purdy looked nervous from the start. Christopher Hengeller says, you're very entertaining. I think Niners will make the Super Bowl. I do. Only because you said I'm entertaining. Thank you very much. I'm a sucker for a compliment. That's it, guys. It's a show. Show's over. I'm out. It's 11:06. I want to go home. Be home by midnight. Maybe sleep by 1. Maybe not. But you know what? My vacation could have started tonight. It doesn't. And you know what? I don't want to stop. I want to keep working. Yeah. Because I like to work. George said he looked fucking good. When you say I look fucking good, that's when you know you don't. George, just text me next time. I'll let you know if you look fucking good. You didn't tonight. Played fucking good. You didn't look fucking good. Shout out to George Kittle and Fred Warner. What's up with the... Anyway, I'm gone. Thanks for watching. I will see you guys tomorrow. Hey, how about this? Cohn phone at 10 a.m. How about that? Because I usually do my day after stuff with Ryan and Larry, but that's on Mondays. So how about a special day after Cohn phone, 10 a.m. If I'm up, which I should be, wake the hell up. No denim on denim. That is, if you wear denim on denim, you can't come on the show. You're out, George.